Okay, now that all of our tabs have been created, we can now create our dashboards and our storybooks in order to put our presentation together and finalize it. To begin with, in our dashboards, we're going to drag sheet 1 from the wage gap into this dashboard so that we can arrange it as we would like. And you will notice that the chart that we created in tab 1 is now in our dashboard tab. You can make this as wide or as short or as tall as you would like. All you have to do is when you click on the box with the chart in it, you use your arrows to move the chart to whatever shape and size you would like in order to fit your presentation needs. On the text box, we're going to select an option for floating by right-clicking and clicking on floating. And from here, we now have a floating text box that we can move by clicking on the top of it and bringing it down. In the Objects palette over on the left-hand side, we're going to double-click on Text, and that will bring up our Edit Text box. From here, we're going to write the words, the weekly wage gap is, and we will notice from our chart that the difference between the average median weekly earnings from males to females is $192. From here, we can arrange the font however we would like by changing it to 18. You can also change the font type to whatever you would like. If you wanted to change it from Arial to any other font type, you could do that by just clicking the font box. You could bold the wording, italicize it, underline it, however you would like it. Once you're done, you just hit OK, and our text will appear. And you can move this box as well to wherever you would like it. If you want it above your chart, below your chart, however you would like. You can move all of this information around to all of your specifications that you need. If there's any excess information that you do not want, you can just X out of the box itself, and you can rearrange your charts to however you would like. Once you've completed this dashboard 1 to your liking and have the chart set up and your wording set up to however you need it, you are able to move on to dashboard 2. In dashboard 2, we're going to take a look at tabs 2A and 2B, where we took a look at the top 20 occupations for males. To begin with, we're going to drag tab 2A into our dashboard space. And then we're going to drag sheet 2B onto the dashboard to the right of tab 2A. From here, we can again arrange the size of the information that we would like. We again are going to go into our objects and click on our text. And from here, you can customize any of your wording that you would like. And once you have that set up to however you want, you can click OK, and you are able to then move that information over to the sides. If you would like it on the side, that's fine. If you would like to move it to a different spot, you are able to do that as well. Once you have this tab set up to however you would like for your presentation, you can move on to dashboard 2B. From here, we're going to take tabs 2C and 2D, which are the top 20 occupations for women, and bring them into our dashboard. 2C and 2D. And then from here, We're again going to go into our objects and create a text where we can customize our wording on our charts. Which again, we can make as large or as small as we want, or move it to wherever we would like to in our dashboard. Once we are complete with dashboard 2, we will then go on to dashboard 3. From here, we're going to take a look at our tab 3, which was our total wage gap by occupation. We're going to drag our chart into our dashboard so that we can see our comparison side by side. Again, go into the Objects tab and click on Text, where again we can customize whatever we would like to write in here for our presentation. And we'll click OK, and we can make that again as large or as small as we want, or we can simply move it to a different spot within our dashboard. Now we will move on to dashboard 4, which is our final dashboard. And from here, we're going to take a look at the regression that we ran for the women's earnings as a percentage of men's in comparison to the total female workers in a field. And we're going to drag tab 4A into our dashboard so that we can have that chart. And from here, go into our text to create our text box, which we can then move over and put right here. And then we're going to bring in tab 4B, which again we can then rearrange to however large or small we would like. Let's move our instructions down at the bottom so that we are able to then see our chart a little bit more clearly. From here, we can then add in another text box if we would like with our information to customize the wording for 4B. Click OK, which we can make as large or as small as we would like. And then if we have any other last thoughts about this, we can add it into a text box at the bottom of both charts. From here, now that we have all of our charts brought into our dashboards and our comments either next to or below the appropriate charts, we can create our storybook. One step that might be helpful before we go on to creating our storybook is saving our file, which again, if you go to File and then Save to Tableau Public As, it will bring you to your Tableau public login information and you will be able to save your file down. Now let's take a look at our storybook. From here, we are able to see that we're able to bring in our values from our dashboard 1 into our storybook. As we do this, we are able to put together our final presentation. You can see that the wording from our text box is brought in as well as our chart, and that we now have our overall wage gap slide put together. You could also jump to dashboard 2 and do the same thing for dashboard 2 for the men, and then for the women in the next field, and it will have all of the information that you put in your dashboard. This brings everything together in one final storybook that you are able to use for your presentation.